Welcome to this meeting of the Wingecarribee Local Planning Panel on the 28th of February 2024. I declare the meeting open now at 2:01 p.m. My name is Stephen Leithley and I'm the chair of today's panel. Also sitting on the panel today are expert members Linda Kelly to my left and Heather Wharton to my right, and the community representative member is Dennis McManus on the far left. The meeting is being live streamed to Council's website and the recording will be made available on the website after the meeting. Just make sure everyone's got their mobile phones turned off as well before we start. Wingecarribee Shire Council acknowledges the Gundagara and Tharawal people as the traditional custodians of this land we now call the Wingecarribee Shire. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. I would also like to extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders that may be watching today. There are no apologies, and just go around the table and see if anyone's got any conflicts of interest they'd like to declare. Dennis, we'll start with you.
No conflict of interest.
None for me. Linda Kelly.
I have no conflicts.
And I have no conflicts of interest either. The Council website contains a copy of the operational guidelines for the panel meetings, but I'll summarise the most important points. All panel members have read the business paper and received a detailed briefing from Council staff. We also inspected both sites that are the subject of the meeting today. The panel is charged with determining development applications on the agenda, and also providing advice in relation to planning proposals. So we have one development application and one planning proposal on the agenda today. What we're going to do today, we're going to deal with the two matters. The first matter we're going to deal with is the planning proposal. The second matter which we're going to deal with is DA for a concrete batching plant. Both of those proposals are in Moss Vale. The panel has already deliberated on these matters and has drafted some recommendations. We can deal with the planning proposal now and read out our decision, or we can move our decision. And what we're going to do in terms of the DA is we're going to hear from a speaker. The panel has some questions and then we will make a determination on that development application. So the first item we have today is for a planning proposal to amend Schedule 1 of the Wingecarribee LEP 2010 to list business premises as an additional permitted use on land at 1 Bowman Road, Moss Vale. Now, I just make it clear that this site is where the Regional Planning Panel last year approved an animal shelter and the SES to go onto. And what's proposed there is to convert a multi-purpose space of about 28 square metres and enable that to be used for a business premises. So Linda's going to read our draft determination out, and then I'll ask other panel members if they agree with that, and that will then be our decision.
So the panel advice. The panel does not support the planning proposal to amend Schedule 1 of Wingecarribee Local Environmental Plan 2010 to permit business premises with consent on land. I'll start again. The panel does not support the planning proposal to amend Schedule 1 of Wingecarribee Local Environmental Plan 2010 to permit business premises with consent on land at 1 Bowman Road, Moss Vale, being Lot 2 in Deposited Plan 1249526 in its current form. The panel is not satisfied that the planning proposal provides adequate strategic merit justification. The panel is also concerned that enabling business premises on the site is too broad, as it would potentially enable the whole site to be used for any business-related purpose. The panel advises if Council is to proceed with the planning proposal, the business premises should be specified to a particular business use that complements and supports the approved community-based animal shelter. It should also restrict the floor area of any such business premises.
Okay, does all panel members happy to support that that resolution?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, and I do as well. When we list the the determination on the council website. We will have our reasons for that. The next item today we're dealing with is DA 23/1465, construction and operation of a concrete batching plant at Lot 4 DP 127-695A at 12 Redfields Road, Mossvale. We have a speaker today, Mr. David Kelly. David, would you like to come to the table here? And just confirming, you haven't got a presentation you want, you're just here to, if we've got any questions to ask you. There's a, Dennis will show you, just push that red button. We do have some questions for you, so, and I'll start with Heather.
Thank you. Just generally, the strategic context of this application and the need for the concrete batching plant in this area, is it to serve the local market, or are you serving a broader Sydney market, or why Berrima?
Mossvale? Sorry.
Oh, sorry, Mossvale.
The Gun Lake is a small independent concrete and quarrying operator. We have 5 concrete plants in Sydney, a quarry at Marulan, which is a growing quarry, a new quarry, a growing quarry. And this is just a business expansion into the Southern Highlands. It's between the quarry and the metropolitan market. It's just to provide the local market. So it will be a regional plant servicing the Southern Highlands, which is a growing area. Across all of the sectors, residential, commercial, industrial, infrastructure, there's definitely a demand there. As you've seen, I think you've been out to site today. I mean, there's a growing industrial enterprise area zoned out there at the moment, which is growing very rapidly. So the demand is well and truly there for this plant.
Okay, great, thank you. And I've just got some questions about the layout of the development. On your drawings that we were provided with, there's a large area, the majority of the site is shown as being concrete, and then there's the hard stand area for lay down storage and parking. What's the difference? What is a hard stand area, and why isn't it concrete, or what's the differentiation in the material?
Well, hard stand generally refers to compacted road base, so it'll be, it effectively becomes a seal. It's a big block. It's 9,000 square metres almost. If we don't need to use all of it for the concrete plant, then we shouldn't.
Okay.
That land is there's almost, I think, 3,000 metres for an alternate use later. Be it what it be. But for a construction perspective and for ongoing lay down storage parking, it's an ideal space. Okay. But I will add that all the drainage designs for the site have been made taking into account the whole 9,000 squares, not just the concrete batching plant.
Okay, great. And I've just got a question about the administration block. I noticed on the drawings that you don't have a female toilet. There's a toilet or a bathroom with a urinal and WCs, and then a separate shower with a accessible toilet. We think that there should be a female toilet on the site. Would you have any problem with providing one?
What we generally do is a disabled toilet becomes the disabled toilet and the female toilet as a shared facility.
But there's a shower in there. So what happens if someone needs to go and there's someone having a shower?
Well, they'd have to wait, I guess.
Okay, no, they won't, because we've discussed about a possible condition about a separate female toilet. I mean, there's been a lot in the media lately about encouraging women in construction and diversifying workforces. So I think it would be appropriate to have a separate facility. Did you have any other questions about the conditions, the proposed conditions?
No, no, we don't. There's a couple of typos, but I guess you picked up on those. Apart from that, no. I mean,
was there anything critical in the typos?
What typos did you pick up?
Condition 44. There's a size missing, a specification size.
Oh, yep, we've picked up on that.
That one.
66. There's a bullet point 4 blank, should be deleted. And there's a general condition in there about having to relocate the sewer. Now, and the condition above that says that we have to support the sewer if we build over it. So I guess if we don't need to relocate the sewer, then we wouldn't.
So what condition number it is it?
Oh, hang on, I'll have to find it. It's more of a comment than anything else, to be honest. me.
Is it condition 56?
Is it 56? Sorry, I can't find it. You can never find it when you're looking. No, it's, sorry, bear with me.
You're fine, take your time.
Yeah, there's, condition 28 talks about building within the vicinity of the sewer, which is fine. Condition 29 specifically specifically conditions a relocation of sewer, whereas if we
Of
don't
the
actually
sewer.
need to move it, then, you know, I don't think it should be conditioned
Do
as
we
a
have to make-
you must condition.
So condition 28 is just a general sort of standard condition
Yep.
about building near the sewer.
Correct.
That
But-
looks like a standard condition.
Yep, no problem with that
Right,
condition.
and so
Yep,
what was the next one?
29. So it
Relocation.
says prior to commencement, the sewer main shall be relocated. Well, we actually don't think it does need to be relocated, or we're not sure. So if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's our position on that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think our position is it may or it may not, because when we come to build, if we can build over the sewer and protect it appropriately, then it doesn't need to be moved. That's
Okay.
our position.
Rightio.
In accordance with this. But it's not a game changer.
So you think there's a possibility that you might have to relocate it?
Might not, I think it's.
Oh,
We may,
so-
we may or we may not. We may be able to build over it with appropriate,
So if we put the words at the end of that first sentence, if required, relocated
yes.
if required.
Yes, absolutely. Happy with that.
If required,
Right,
condition 29.
into condition 29. Council staff got any objection to that? No, for the record, council staff indicated they have no objection to that amendment to the condition. Okay, I have no questions. Does any other panel member have questions?
No.
No, I'm fine.
Very good, right, we'll move to determine the application, and Heather, do you want to
Sure.
read our draft determination, and then we'll determine whether we still endorse that?
Okay, so our decision is that the local planning panel determines development application 231465 for the construction and operation of a concrete batching plant at 12 Redfields Road, Moss Vale, by approval, with the inclusion of additional conditions, 13A, 44,
I think it's amendments to condition 44.
oh, sorry, amendments, additional conditions 13A, amendment to condition 44 to clarify the size of the driveway, is it?
Yep.
To delete condition 69, as we don't feel that there's a requirement to limit you to the maximum number of staff giving the context. To clarify or amend condition 70 to specify that we want you to verify the amount of tonnage in each calendar year and advise council of that information. And as I've flagged, also in terms of the operational noise level condition 72, we propose that the actual noise limits be inserted in the condition. So that's just clarifying the actual requirements as specified already, but just so it's really clear. And then the other condition was
The one we just dealt with then, I
the
think.
one we just dealt with,
Yep, which is condition 29.
29, to amend the condition to add the words, if required, to that condition in terms of if this location of the sewage, relocate it should be the sewer, shouldn't it?
Shall be relocated if required.
If required.
Yep.
And then I might have just jumped over a bit the condition about the female toilet that's to be inserted prior to issue of CC to be shown on the plans. So the recommendation or the decision is for approval subject to those amendments to the conditions recommended by the staff.
Okay, is all other panel members happy with that determination?
Yes.
Just that female toilet one, should that read a female bathroom, because there isn't one there at the moment?
Oh,
It says an additional.
To provide a female bathroom. Yep.
Hey.
So delete the word additional, yep, female bathroom, yep.
Female, you're right.
Thanks.
Thank you, Dennis.
Okay.
Spot on.
So, Stephen, that's fine. Thank you.
Do you want to just go to the reasons there that we've got?
Okay, the reasons for the approval or the decision is that we inspected the site and we reviewed the consultant planner's assessment report. We were also briefed on the application. The panel is satisfied that the development is consistent with the applicable provisions of the Wingecarribee LEP 2010 and the relevant state environmental planning policies as set out in the assessment report. The panel notes the Water New South Wales has provided its concurrence to the application in accordance with Section 6.64 of State Environmental Planning Policy, Biodiversity and Conservation 2021. The panel is satisfied the proposal will not have an adverse impact on the environmental amenity of the neighbourhood and that adequate safeguards can be conditioned or have been conditioned in part of the development consent. The panel otherwise adopts the reasons for the decision as contained in the consultant planner's report, and the panel notes that the site is located in a rural landscape and maintaining the ongoing amenity of the landscaping of this site and the surrounding industrial development requires consideration for Council's compliance regime and warrants further strategic consideration by Council.
Okay, are we all happy with that, those reasons?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I am as well.
Thank you.
Okay. So that will bring to a close our meeting, and it is 2:18 p.m. Those decisions will be published on Council's website in the next 24 to 48 hours. Thank you.